Let's see if we can identify everyone. Here are my guesses. Diane Lane, Kerry Washington, Reese Witherspoon, Drew Barrymore, Kate Hudson, Viola Davis, Nancy Meyers, and Meg Ryan. I can't make out the names starting with a C on the top right side. I didn't realize these were leading ladies specifically in Nancy Meyers movies. Nevertheless, I still believe Kate and Diane would be great choices because I love them. These prices are typical for the entire state of California. I love seeing plenty of options for people with dietary restrictions. I can't tell you how many times I've had to settle for just French fries or chips because the restaurant my friends or family chose didn't have anything I could eat. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Spill Chronicles. It's me, Ramona here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. On the other hand, a genuine friend wouldn't say, "There's nothing about her," and "You don't have a business," especially when that friend is a best friend dealing with imposter syndrome and insecurities. It's baffling why the cast made such a fuss over SAA taking a while to come together. To be fair, if Katie called Lala a clown and told her to get a therapist over her custody battle, that's not great. And I can understand why Lala might not consider Katie a friend anymore at that point. The joke didn't land either time. I sometimes think the cast has writers, and they come prepared with little sound bites. This one was too obvious to be clever, but it feels like Scheana has lines ready for her confessionals. I believe they're making a big deal about SAH not being open yet because they hope for a significant failure. They just want her to fail at something. I really think that's it. They're so focused on their own issues that they completely miss that Ariana is actually in pain. Scheana and Lala lack empathy. They can relate to Ariana's story only as much as they can apply it to themselves. Once they can't relate it back to themselves, they turn on her. I feel like she's more defensive because she's worried about VPR ending. That's her main source of income. And having someone threaten her business outside of VPR is probably stressing her out. I don't think she can maintain her current lifestyle without it. This might sound insensitive, but I don't care about Lauren and her custody battle over a child she uses for her own gain and storyline. Lauren's life is incredibly uninteresting, and she does need to get over it. She made her bed, now she has to lie in it. For me, it comes down to intent versus impact. I don't think Katie meant it as a jab at the custody battle, but I do think it's a sensitive topic for Lala. They'd probably get over it if that was the only issue, but clearly there's much more they need to discuss now. However, I'm so tired of people trying to make Ariana responsible for everyone's paycheck. Can someone explain why Ariana is held accountable for everyone's income? If this is supposed to be an ensemble cast, why doesn't anyone else have their own interesting storyline? And why do people excuse the rest of the cast being leeches? Lala didn't seem to care about anyone else's paycheck when she was refusing to talk about Randall. Seriously, why don't the producers get this? If your show relies on two people talking when it's an ensemble cast, what's the point of the rest of the cast? I blame the producers more. I wanted to see more of Scheana's OCD struggles, but we moved on from that. Lala had her sperm donor storyline for 2 episodes, but what was she doing the rest of the time? I loved seeing Ariana's book photo shoot. Why couldn't we see more of her working? Why do we have to focus on Ariana and Tom the whole time? And how did Scheana go from using Zoloft for postpartum OCD/anxiety to using supplements made by a nutritionist to balance our brains, claiming that now she and Brock don't fight anymore? My suggestion is for Scheana to get a manny if she's having intrusive thoughts about Brock cheating with a nanny. They only throw around ensemble cast when they're upset about Ariana getting more attention and fan praise. Maybe everyone else should stop being a douche, and viewers would actually care about their storylines. Lala is jealous. Scheana is jealous. I've said this before, but from a coworker standpoint, Ariana hasn't done much in previous seasons, Yet she's been promoted and offered many opportunities outside the show because of this one incident. Lala wishes she got the same support, but no one cares when you bragged about licking his butthole on day one for a Range Rover. Moreover, this is not what I expected Alex Baskin to look like. On Hayu, at the beginning of Season 4, there's an episode labeled 0 called Vanderpump Rules Uncensored. It dives into a bunch of behind-the-scenes moments from casting and Seasons 1 to 3, including crew interviews. I was floored when Alex Baskin appeared. Not sure who I was expecting, but this guy looks like he's 20. I've never watched Tiger King, and I don't keep up with anything outside of VPR episodes. Like, I don't listen to podcasts, follow socials, or watch TikTok recaps. For months in this sub, I kept quietly asking myself why they kept talking about that lady from Tiger King. I love that there is now actual beef between Baskin and showrunner Jeremiah. Let's put that on TV. Also, he is an heir to the Baskin-Robbins franchise and has family in the entertainment industry. He's a Nepo baby who lucked out with a chaotic and charismatic cast. The show was best when it was less produced. As he gained more experience and got more involved, he actually made it worse. Additionally, Ariana Maddox and Katie Maloney's Something About Her is the sandwich shop embodiment of main character energy in a rom-com. I think people misunderstand what this place is supposed to be. It's mainly meant for pick up and go, with occasional guests sitting in. It's going to be challenging when they open though, because everyone will want to sit there. In most major cities, there are rules about the distance between similar businesses once one is established. For instance, in Chicago, a French bakery couldn't serve coffee drinks because there was already a well-established cafe nearby. They had to move further away to serve coffee. I wonder if this applies to SA, but not having to deal with barista drink waits might benefit their business too. That table by the window is so cute, 100% would sit there. It's weird that Sheena doesn't follow Something About Her's Instagram. It's her best friend's business, especially considering she makes such a fuss when someone unfollows Summer Moon's account. The size of this place versus the traffic they're going to have stresses me out. I only see one POS system with one lane for the line of patrons, which crosses the flow of traffic where food will be run from the kitchen. It feels like, despite all the effort put into creating this beautiful ambience, very few customers will be able to stay inside to actually enjoy it. They need to upgrade their decor. Thrift shops have cuter items for a great price. They're a bit too cluttered. French lampposts would look so cute on the walls, with fake ivy or florals along the walls, and maybe vineyard-style woodworking on the ceiling to hang potted plants from. Aesthetic is paramount in Vanderpump world, and sandwiches can only taste so good. I hope they see this comment and adjust, because I would happily take a trip from OC to LA if it was worth it. However, if I were Andy Cohen, here are some questions I might ask at the reunion. Lala, viewers noticed your abrasive and upset demeanor in confessionals, yet you never address these feelings directly to Ariana on camera. Can you explain why Ariana not being real bothers you so much, especially considering you hid Rand for years? Also, why does the house seem to be such a sticking point for you? Sheena, why did you suggest that Tim misses your friendship more than his relationship with Ariana? And what makes you consider yourself so special to him? Additionally, why choose to talk behind Ariana's back rather than addressing your frustrations with her directly? Tim, have you sought professional diagnosis yet? Many viewers perceive narcissistic traits in your behavior. What steps are you taking to address this perception? Sandoval, besides cold plunges and deep breathing, what ongoing steps are you taking to understand and address your behavior? Do you have plans to attend therapy regularly, and if not, why? Lala, viewers have pointed out inconsistencies in your stances this season compared to previous ones. Can you address why some might see your actions as disingenuous, particularly in your evolving dynamic with Sandoval? Regarding your interactions with Rachel and Joe, Katie noted a perceived softness from you toward those who hurt your friends rather than toward your friends themselves. Can you provide examples of how you've shown this softness to your friends this season, and explain your reasoning behind extending yourself in certain situations? Brock, some viewers were puzzled by your confusion regarding Ariana's discussion of male rage, especially considering the recent episode where Sandoval yelled at her. Can you clarify your perspective on this matter? Schwartz, your treatment of Katie over the years has raised concerns among viewers. Will you take responsibility for your past behavior and sincerely apologize to her? Of course, the actual questions would be tailored to the specific dynamics and events of the season, but these could serve as a starting point for addressing key issues. On the other hand, Schwartz just announced the California bar crawl, and it's giving off some seriously dark vibes. It feels like something straight out of a reality show like Rock of Love, where someone tries to capitalize on past fame. Not the best look. Even if it were priced at $200, I still wouldn't consider it, but I might think, well, maybe some people would find value in it. But over $400? Good grief, even by lay standards, that's outrageous. Schwartz's announcement had misspelled words and weirdly formatted ampersands, which doesn't bode well for the event's organization. But I have a feeling someone from here is bound to attend, and I just hope we get an entertaining story about the event and the guys being a hot mess. Do the swag bags include one of those little scrunchies that doubles as a drink cover? Let's start a list of what should be in the swag bags versus what they'll probably include. Should include drink cover/protectors, hand sanitizer, a bottle of industrial strength bleach, a new bottle of Spirin, sealed bottles of water, of course, Plan B, and a phone number plus a coupon for 3 free sessions with a really good therapist. Probably will only include a stained S&S t-shirt, an open bottle of Aspirin with only one left, Jax's phone number, and an autographed pic of the douche canoe and his karaoke band that nobody asked for. Moreover, Kristen supported SA's soft launch. Who would have imagined back in Season 2 that Ariana would eventually be friends with Kristen but not Scheana? It would have sounded delusional. Scheana had already begun to distance herself from Ariana back then. Once she saw that Stassi's seat was opening up, Ariana suddenly became so negative, until Scheana was ousted from the crew upon Stassi's return. It's odd not to see Stassi there. Since the soft opening wasn't being filmed, you'd think it would be okay for her to show up and support her friend. This is a significant moment for Katie. I really wish Katie would start an LTK so I could shop all her outfits. She needs to leverage her fame more. Not that I want her to overdo it with sponsored content or be as aggressive as Lala on Amazon Live every 5 minutes, but there's definitely more she could be doing. LT would be a breeze, especially considering her cute apartment. Additionally, Ariana has always been non-reactive, not just in the Season 11 reunion. Many people are praising her composure and lack of reactivity at the reunion, attributing it to the fact that she didn't watch the season. But let's be real, apart from last year, obviously, when hasn't Ariana managed to keep her composure? From the first moments of Kristen's harassment in Season 2 to Jax's abuse and constant antagonizing of her in Season 8, Ariana has consistently been the most level-headed cast member. Easily. I don't think whether she watched the season or not would have changed her behavior and attitude at the reunion. We only saw her get out of character last season for obvious reasons. I remember her being so chill when Kristen was going after her. I thought for sure it was just an act to get under Kristen's skin even more. But I do think it generally is just how she is. Appearing calm and being calm are two different things. There's fight, flight, fawn, and freeze. Sometimes people who appear calm are just really working to hold it together. They're afraid that if they get emotional, they won't be able to come back from it. It can be a coping mechanism, a form of PTSD, or a learned behavior from a chaotic upbringing. How a person presents in a high-stress or emotionally intense situation is not always a true reflection of what they're experiencing internally. Someone in another sub made a great point. Ariana might not have watched the season, but she knew everything that was going on. I bet all of her friends told her, and Katie probably gave her a heads up. Remember that comment she made to Lala on the reunion when she said, "I appreciate you being transparent with me, Lala." Was Ariana being sarcastic, playing their game? I am disgusted that Bravo intentionally withheld the final episode from everybody so that they could watch together. They forced Ariana to give them the finale they wanted, watching her get destroyed. They wanted her to get mad and go apeshit. They wanted to hurt her, all while being in the same room for Sandy to lap it all up. She had good reasons not to watch the show, and here they serve the worst episode on a silver platter for us to watch her break. It's frickin' nasty. On the other hand, Tom Schwartz is incapable of saying, "She's right, have you noticed that?" It's always at best, she's not wrong. I often wonder if these men ever realize how sexist and problematic they are, with the entire VPR fanbase pointing out their behavior, actions, and words, putting it into context for them. Do they ever see it and just brush it off, or are they really so clueless they don't get it? I think Sandoval's got about 3 brain cells to rub together, and 2 of them are Schwartz's. Schwartz is more insidious with his manipulation and weaponized incompetence, but I struggle with whether they know how sexist and awful they are. At this point, I think they can't deny it, but are masters at justifying it. I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts. And here's a random Tomsism to add to the mix. I watched the after show today, and Sandoval was talking about being punished for doing nothing and being collateral damage. Schwartz chimes in with, "I know how that feels," and it just filled me with rage. Schwartz was complicit. He knew what Sandoval was doing, kept the secret, and then participated in Sandoval's attempted takedowns of Ariana on camera. They're both so sleazy and gross, and I'm constantly torn between enjoying watching a fascinating character study of human behavior and wanting to rip my hair out at the reality that these people, and people like them, exist. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.